Some people found new digital money very early. Let's look at two interesting stories. One man from Norway, Christopher Koch, was a student. In the year 2009, he read something online about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was a very new kind of digital money. He thought it sounded interesting. So he bought 5,000 Bitcoin coins. He paid only $25. After buying them, he forgot he had them. 4 years passed. Then Christopher read in the news that Bitcoin's price went up a lot. He checked his old coins. His $25 investment was now worth $800,000. He was very lucky. About 1,000 kilometers away, another man named James Howells had a very different experience. James used his computer power to get 7,500 bitcoins a few years earlier. This process is called mining. He saved these bitcoins on an old computer part, a hard drive. Later, when cleaning his house, he accidentally threw this hard drive away. It ended up in the city dump, buried under rubbish. He only remembered the bitcoins later. Today, that hard drive is lost somewhere in the dump. The bitcoins on it are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but he cannot access them. It was a very big loss. There are tens of thousands of stories like these about cryptocurrencies. Some people became millionaires almost overnight. They made huge gains, but many others were not lucky. They hoped to get rich quickly but lost all their savings instead, sometimes in just 1 week. Other people lost the secret keys or passwords to their digital wallets and cannot spend their crypto wealth. So, what exactly is this crypto money or cryptocurrency? Is it like the money we use every day? Is it a safe place to put your savings, or is it very risky, like gambling? Some believe crypto is the future way we will all use money. Others think it is just a temporary trend, a financial bubble that could burst any time. Governments around the world also have different views. Some countries seem interested and even buy cryptocurrencies. Other countries do not trust crypto and do not recognize it as real money. They are worried about the risks. Some of these worried countries are now trying to create their own official digital money. Why is there so much disagreement? This topic can seem difficult, but we will explore it together. This book will help you understand cryptocurrencies. Get ready to learn about this new world of digital finance. It might change how you see money forever. Let's begin this learning journey. 2 problems with normal money. Think about New York City in September 2008. Imagine people leaving a very big building in the city center. They are carrying boxes with their personal things. These people worked for Lehman Brothers, one of the world's largest banks. But on this day, they lost their jobs because the bank failed. This was not just a problem for them. It was the start of a very big money problem for the whole world. It became the biggest global money crisis in many, many years. The problems quickly grew. Many companies could not continue. It became hard for people to get loans from banks. Many workers lost their jobs, not just in banking. In the United States alone, more than 2 million people became unemployed. Because countries are connected through money and trade, the crisis spread everywhere. Money saved for people's old age, called pensions, lost trillions of dollars in value all around the world. Families felt scared about their future. How did this bad situation happen? For several years before 2008, banks gave out many loans for houses. They gave these loans, called mortgages, to almost anyone, even if it was risky. Banks then put these loans together into complex packages and sold them to make billions of dollars. But eventually, many people could not pay back their house loans. The packages became worthless and the banks started to fail. But governments decided they had to help the biggest banks. They said these banks were too important for the economy to disappear. Where did the governments find the money to save these banks during the crisis? Some money came from taxes, the money people pay to the government. Governments also decided to just print more money, but printing a lot of new money causes problems. It makes all the money that people already have, like their savings, worth less. This is called inflation. It felt very unfair. The banks made huge amounts of money with risky actions. Then when they failed, they were saved using money from ordinary people and by making everyone's savings less valuable. This big crisis showed serious problems with normal money. Governments control printing money. Banks control saving and sending money. But in 2008, this system failed many people. Could banks lose people's money again? Could governments print too much money and make savings worth less again? People started asking these questions. They wondered if there could be a different kind of money, a money that banks and governments did not control. The idea of a new money, independent from banks and governments, started to grow. 3. Bitcoin, the first crypto money. After the big money problems in 2008, people wanted a different kind of money. They wanted money that banks and governments did not control. In the same year, 2008, someone new appeared online. This person, or maybe a group of people, used the name Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows who Satoshi really is. Satoshi wrote a plan for a new digital money called Bitcoin. The idea was for electronic cash that people could send directly to each other without needing a bank. How does Bitcoin work without banks checking everything? It uses a special technology called a blockchain. You can think of the blockchain like a shared notebook or digital list. Many people have a copy of this list. When one person sends Bitcoin to another person, this action, called a transaction, is written down on the list. Many transactions are put together into a group called a block. This block gets added to the list. Then the next group of transactions goes into a new block. Each new block is connected to the block before it. This makes a chain of blocks, the blockchain. Because many people have a copy of the blockchain, it is very hard to cheat. If someone tries to change a past transaction in one block, the connection between the blocks will break. Everyone else with a copy of the list will see the change and know it is wrong. This system makes Bitcoin transactions safe and public. But how are new blocks added to the chain? Special computers do this work. They have to solve a very difficult puzzle to create the next block. This work is called mining. The people or companies who use their computers for this are called miners. Mining needs a lot of computer power and electricity because the puzzles are hard to solve. Why do miners do this work? When a miner successfully solves the puzzle and adds a new block to the blockchain, they get a reward. The reward is brand new Bitcoin. This is how new Bitcoins are made. The miner who finds the answer shares it with others. Other computers check if the answer and the transactions in the new block are correct. If everything is okay, the new block is added to everyone's copy of the blockchain. Satoshi Nakamoto started the Bitcoin blockchain on January 3, 2009. Satoshi created the very first block. Inside this block, there was a message. It was a newspaper headline about banks needing help again during the money crisis. This showed why Bitcoin was created. A few days later, on January 12th, Satoshi made the first Bitcoin transaction. Satoshi sent 10 Bitcoins to a computer programmer named Hal Finney. At first, not many people knew about Bitcoin. Early users and miners tested the technology. Bitcoin was worth almost nothing, less than 1 cent. It was not really used as money yet. But slowly more people learned about it. In 2010, a programmer in America wanted to buy something real with Bitcoin. He wrote on an internet forum that he would pay 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 large pizzas. Someone accepted the offer and ordered the pizzas for him. This was the first time Bitcoin was used to buy something in the real world. Those 10,000 Bitcoins were worth about $40 then. Years later, they became worth millions of dollars. This pizza story showed that Bitcoin could become real money. 4. What makes money work? Long ago, people did not use money like we do now. They exchanged goods directly. For example, you could trade your chickens for some tools. Later, people started using special things as money. Sometimes they used pretty shells, animal skins, or even large stones. But these were often hard to carry or divide, so people looked for something better. They started using metals like gold and silver. They made coins from these metals. Coins were easier to use, but carrying many coins was heavy. Also, there was not always enough gold or silver for everyone as trade grew. Governments needed a better way to pay for things like wars. Around the 18th century, paper money became common in Europe. At first, this paper money represented real gold or silver stored somewhere safe. You could take your paper note to a bank and get gold for it. For many years, the value of paper money was linked to gold. After a big war, the United States dollar became the most important money in the world, and it was backed by gold. Other countries' money was linked to the dollar, but this changed in 1971. The United States government said that dollars were no longer backed by gold. They had printed too many dollars, and there was not enough gold to match all the paper money. So what gives money value today? Normal money like dollars, pounds, or euros is not backed by gold now. It is called fiat money. Fiat money works because people trust it and governments say it is real money. We believe we can use it to buy food, clothes, and other things. The more people use and trust a currency, the stronger it is. But there are problems with fiat money. Governments control it and they can print more whenever they want. When they print too much money, the value of your savings goes down. This is called inflation. Also, we usually need banks to store and send our money, but banks can fail or they can make mistakes. This means we do not always have full control over our own money. Bitcoin is different. When you own Bitcoin, it belongs only to you in your digital wallet. You do not need a bank to send Bitcoin. You can send it directly to another person using their wallet address. This works anywhere in the world. Another big difference is that there is a fixed limit on Bitcoin. Only 21 million Bitcoins will ever be created. This rule is built into the Bitcoin system. New bitcoins are created slowly, and the amount created gets smaller over time. Because no one can suddenly create lots more bitcoins, it holds its value better than fiat money, which can be printed endlessly. Gold is valuable partly because it is rare. You cannot just make more gold easily. Bitcoin is similar because its supply is limited. That is why many people call Bitcoin digital gold. People started trusting Bitcoin because it offered a way to have money that governments and banks did not control. 5. Other types of crypto money. Bitcoin was the first crypto money, and it was a big idea, but it had a problem: it was slow. The Bitcoin network, the system that runs it, can only check and finish about 7 money transfers, called transactions, in 1 second. This is not fast enough for lots of people to use it all the time, like for buying coffee or food. Compare this to credit cards like Visa. Visa can handle many thousands of transactions every second. People need fast payments for everyday life. Bitcoin's slowness comes from how its blockchain works to be safe, but it makes it hard to use for quick, small payments. Because Bitcoin had this speed problem, smart people started to think. They asked, can we make crypto money that is faster? Can we make it cheaper to use? They liked the idea of crypto money but wanted to improve it. This led to new types of crypto money being created. These are sometimes called altcoins, which means alternative coins because they are alternatives to Bitcoin. One of the first important altcoins was Litecoin. A programmer created it in 2011. Litecoin was designed to be much faster than Bitcoin. Its network could handle more transactions in the same amount of time. Sending Litecoin was also usually cheaper than sending Bitcoin. People often called Bitcoin digital gold because it was the first and seen as valuable like gold. Following this idea, people started calling Litecoin digital silver. It was valuable and useful like silver and offered a faster, cheaper choice. Then in 2012, another different kind of crypto money appeared: Ripple. Ripple had a very specific goal. It was not trying to be like digital money for everyone to buy pizza. Instead, Ripple wanted to help banks and big money companies send money around the world. Sending money between banks in different countries using the old systems often takes several days. Ripple aimed to make these international money transfers happen in just a few seconds. It also wanted to make the cost for these transfers very, very low. So Ripple focused on making big money transfers faster and cheaper for banks. Litecoin and Ripple were just the beginning. After them, hundreds and then thousands of other crypto coins were invented. Each new coin often tried to be better in some way. Some tried to be even faster. Others tried to be more private, hiding who was sending or receiving money. Some had different ways of checking transactions than Bitcoin's mining. The world of crypto money grew very quickly with all these new ideas and experiments. People were excited to build on the first idea of Bitcoin and find new ways to use crypto technology. 6. Ethereum and smart deals. Bitcoin showed the world a new way to think about money using blockchain, but some people thought blockchain could do even more. A young programmer named Vitalik Buterin had a big idea. In 2015, he helped start a new project called Ethereum. Ethereum uses blockchain technology too, but not just for sending money. It uses it for something called smart contracts. What are smart contracts? Think about making a deal with someone like buying a house. Usually, you need lawyers or banks to help. They check everything, hold the money, and make sure the deal happens correctly. This can be slow and cost money. A smart contract is different. It is like a deal written in computer code on the blockchain. The code has rules for the deal. For example, the rule might say, if the seller gives the house keys, then send the money to the seller. The smart contract checks automatically if the rules are followed. When the rules are met, the contract makes the deal happen by itself. It sends the money without needing a bank or a lawyer in the middle. This makes deals faster and often cheaper. It can also make it easier to trust the deal. The rules are written in code for everyone to see on the blockchain. The contract runs exactly as planned. It removes the need for a middle person to check things. Ethereum has its own crypto money called Ether or ETH. When Ethereum was starting, people bought Ether to support the project. The team raised over $18 million this way. Since it started, the value of Ether has grown a lot. Smart contracts open the door to something called DeFi. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. This means doing financial things like borrowing or saving money without using normal banks. People built DeFi services on Ethereum using smart contracts. On these DeFi platforms, you can swap different crypto coins. You can lend your crypto money to others and earn interest. Or you can borrow crypto money. All these things happen directly on the blockchain using smart contracts instead of banks. Another important thing about Ethereum is that it made it much easier for people to create their own crypto coins. Before Ethereum, creating a new coin meant building a whole new blockchain, which is very difficult. Ethereum provided tools that let people build new coins and projects on top of the Ethereum blockchain. It became like a foundation for many new crypto ideas. 7. New coins and digital pictures. After Ethereum arrived, making new crypto coins became much simpler. People did not need to create a whole new blockchain. They could use Ethereum's system. This started a big trend called initial coin offerings, or ICOs. ICOs were a way for new projects or companies to get money. They created their own special digital coin and sold it to people who wanted to invest. The companies often promised that the value of these new coins would go up very quickly. In 2017, there was an explosion of ICOs. Many new coins appeared almost every day. It felt a bit like the early days of the internet when lots of new companies started very fast. People were excited about crypto and wanted to invest early, but there was a big risk. Many ICO projects were not real. Some were just ideas with no plan to build anything. Others were scams designed only to take people's money. A famous example of an ICO scam was the Squid coin. This coin was named after a popular television show. The creators said they would run a game based on the show. To play, people needed to buy the Squid coin. Many people bought the coin and its price went up. But soon, investors discovered they could not sell their Squid coins. The creators stopped people from selling. Then the website and social media for the project disappeared. The creators took the money, and the Squid coin became worth almost nothing. Of course, not every ICO was a scam. Some good projects used ICOs to raise money and build useful things. But many people lost money in bad ICOs because they believed exciting promises that were not true. It showed how easy it was to create a coin and how careful investors needed to be. Around the same time, another new idea became popular: NFTs. NFT stands for non-fungible token. Non-fungible means something is unique and cannot be replaced with something else exactly like it. Think about normal money like dollars. $1 is the same as any other dollar. Bitcoin is similar. One Bitcoin is the same as another Bitcoin, but an NFT is different. It is like a digital certificate on the blockchain that proves you own a specific, unique digital item. This could be digital art, a picture, music, or even an item in a game. Imagine a famous painting in a museum. There is only one original painting. People can make copies, but only the original is special. An NFT works like proof that you own the original digital version of something. Anyone can check the blockchain to see who owns it. NFTs became famous very quickly. In February 2021, an artist called Beeple sold a digital artwork NFT for $69 million. This sale made headlines around the world. After that, an NFT boom started. Many people began buying and selling digital pictures as NFTs. One very famous NFT project was the Bored Ape Yacht Club. This was a collection of 10,000 unique digital pictures of cartoon apes. Famous singers, actors, and sports stars bought these ape NFTs and shared them online. This made NFTs even more popular. A huge bubble grew in the NFT market. People spent thousands, sometimes millions of dollars on digital pictures, hoping their value would increase. It was a frenzy, a bit like historical bubbles where prices go up too fast. But this bubble did not last. The NFT market crashed suddenly. The amount of money being spent on NFTs dropped by 97%. Many NFTs that people had paid a lot for became worthless. Why did it crash? A lot of the excitement was just hype. Some people who encouraged others to buy NFTs were actually just trying to sell their own NFTs at very high prices. The NFT story showed again how new parts of the crypto world could be very exciting but also very risky. 8. Crypto rules and what comes next. Buying and selling crypto money became easier around 2010. Special online shops called exchanges started. These places let people trade different crypto coins easily. You did not always need to move money to your own crypto wallet every time. This made trading faster for many users. But using exchanges can have problems. Sometimes these crypto shops are not safe. A big exchange called FTX lost billions of dollars of its users' money. The people running the exchange used money that belonged to their customers. When many people wanted their money back at the same time, the exchange could not pay them. It stopped people from taking out their funds. This showed that big exchanges can fail and people can lose everything. These problems happen because the crypto world is new. There are not many strong rules for these exchanges yet. Without rules, some exchanges might use customer money in risky ways. This shows why rules are needed to make crypto safer for everyone. Countries around the world think differently about crypto money. Some places are trying to use it. For example, the country El Salvador started using Bitcoin as official money in 2021. They hoped this would bring new business and technology to their country. They also wanted more control over their money instead of using another country's money. However, most countries do not use Bitcoin or other crypto coins as their official money. The main reason is control. Governments need to control money to collect taxes and run the country. If everyone uses crypto money that the government cannot control, it makes things difficult. Also, only a small number of people own most of the Bitcoin. If these whales sell their coins, the price could fall very fast. Crypto prices change a lot, making it hard to plan, and crypto networks can be slow for everyday payments. Because of these reasons, many governments are now creating their own digital money. This is called central bank digital currency, or CBDC. It uses blockchain ideas, but the country's central bank controls it. CBDCs could make payments safer and stop criminals from using money easily, but they also give governments more control over how people spend their money. This is different from the idea of crypto money being free from control. Crypto money is changing the world of finance. It is a big change, like how the internet changed information many years ago. We do not know exactly what will happen next, but digital money, in different forms, will likely become a normal part of our lives in the future.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.